They made you feel crazy on purpose. Someone in your life made you doubt yourself. Maybe they ignored your texts for days and acted like nothing happened. Maybe they told you one thing, then did the opposite. Maybe they made you apologize for things that weren't your fault. You thought you were going crazy. You weren't. They were using dark psychology on you. And I'm about to prove it. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you the 7 tactics manipulators use to control you. By the end, you'll see exactly what they did, and you'll never fall for it again. But first, let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah dated a guy for 8 months. He was perfect at first. Then slowly, he started disappearing for days without explanation, blaming her for his bad moods, making her feel guilty for spending time with her friends. Sarah thought she was the problem. She wasn't. He was using tactic number 3, and it almost destroyed her. Here's what he did. It started subtly, almost invisibly. After a great date, he'd go silent for a full day. Sarah would text, filled with anxiety, wondering what she did wrong. Then he'd reply with a simple "hey," as if nothing happened. When she'd ask if everything was okay, he'd say, "You're overthinking things. Why are you so needy?" She started to believe him. She thought her normal need for communication was a flaw. She started walking on eggshells, trying to be the perfect, easygoing girlfriend he seemed to want. The less she asked for, the more distant he became. This is a classic setup for control. He was conditioning her to accept his disappearing acts. He was teaching her that her feelings didn't matter. This constant cycle of being pulled close and then pushed away is called intermittent reinforcement. It is a powerful tool of manipulation because it creates an addiction to the rare moments of affection. You start craving the good times so much that you'll tolerate any amount of bad. Sarah lost herself trying to please him. Her friends noticed she was always sad, always anxious. They'd ask her, "Why do you let him treat you like that?" And she would defend him, saying, "You don't know him like I do. He's just stressed." She was isolated, confused, and convinced she was the one who needed to change. She wasn't seeing the pattern. He wasn't just stressed. He was being strategic. This was all part of tactic number 3, the one that almost broke her. Have you ever felt like you're going crazy in a relationship? Like one day you're the most important person in the world, and the next you're invisible? If you've ever felt that confusion, that pain, you need to hear this. These aren't just bad days or miscommunications. They are calculated tactics designed to control you. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the 7 dark psychology tactics used to manipulate you. And the first one is the most common. It's called the hot and cold game. Here's how it works. One day, they're completely obsessed with you. Texting all day, making exciting plans, telling you how amazing you are. Then suddenly, they go cold. The replies get short. They're always too busy to meet. You feel a pit in your stomach. You start to wonder, did I do something wrong? So you try harder. You text more. You might even apologize for things you didn't do, just to get back the warmth you felt before. And that's exactly what they want. Because when you're confused and desperate for their approval, you're easy to control. Think about Sarah. Her boyfriend was a master at this. Week 1 was a dream. Flowers, endless compliments, long phone calls until 3 a.m. Week 2, he'd send one-word texts. Busy. Can't talk. Then, just as she was about to give up, week 3 would roll around, and he was back to being the perfect partner. This cycle went on for months. Sarah spent all her energy trying to figure out what she was doing wrong. The truth? She didn't do anything wrong. He was conditioning her, training her to constantly chase his affection. Your brain is wired to seek patterns. When that pattern of affection is suddenly broken, you panic. You'll do almost anything to fix it. Manipulators know this. They break the pattern on purpose. But what happens when they want to control, not just your actions, but your mind? That brings us to tactic number 2, gaslighting. This is where they make you doubt your own memory, your own sanity. You'll say something like, "You told me we'd meet at 7." And they'll respond with absolute confidence, "No, I didn't. You're remembering wrong again," even though you are certain they said 7. They do this over and over, about big things and small things, until you start to question yourself. Eventually, you stop trusting your own brain. And when you can't trust yourself, who are you forced to trust? Them. Sarah's boyfriend would make firm plans with her, then completely deny they ever happened. "I never said I'd come to your family dinner." You must have imagined it. After 6 months of this, Sarah started secretly recording their conversations because she genuinely couldn't trust her own memory anymore. That's how powerful and destructive gaslighting is. Humans have a fundamental need to feel sane. When someone you trust confidently denies your reality, a part of your brain thinks, "Maybe I am wrong? Maybe I am going crazy?" It's a defense mechanism. It can feel easier to doubt yourself than to accept the terrifying reality that someone you care about is deliberately lying to your face. Now for tactic number 3. For many, this is the most painful of all, the silent treatment. It's not just needing space. It's a weapon. After a minor disagreement, or maybe for no reason at all, they just stop talking to you. No explanation, no closure. Just complete, deafening silence. You text, no response. You call, no answer. Days pass, and you're going insane. What did I do? Are they okay? Are we over? And just when you're at your breaking point, about to give up, they come back, as if nothing happened. No apology, no explanation. Just a casual, "Hey, what's up?" Sarah experienced this every single time she tried to set a boundary. Once, she said, "It really hurts me when you don't text back for hours. Can you please try to be more communicative?" He disappeared for 4 days. She panicked. She thought she'd pushed him away forever. When he finally came back, she was the one who apologized to him. He trained her. The lesson was clear. Set a boundary and you lose me. So she stopped setting boundaries. Silence triggers our deepest, most primitive fear of abandonment. We are social animals. Being intentionally ignored feels like a kind of death to our subconscious. Manipulators weaponize this primal fear. They know you'll do anything to end the silence, even if it means sacrificing your own needs. Next, we have a tactic that is pure genius-level manipulation. Tactic number 4, playing the victim. Every single time you try to talk about how they hurt you, they flip the script. Suddenly, they're the real victim. For example, you say, "You forgot my birthday, and it really hurt my feelings." They'll respond with something like, "Wow, I'm dealing with so much stress at work. My family is a mess, and all you can think about is your birthday? You're so selfish." And just like that, the conversation has shifted. Now you feel guilty. Now you're apologizing to them. Sarah tried to break up with her boyfriend once. She calmly said, "This isn't working for me anymore. I'm not happy." He immediately started crying. He told her his dad had just gotten a terrible diagnosis. He said he couldn't handle the stress of that and losing her too. So she stayed. She felt too guilty to leave him when he was so vulnerable. Later, she found out his dad was perfectly fine. He had lied. He knew that your compassion, your goodness, could be used as a weapon against you. Good people don't want to hurt others. Manipulators exploit this. They know if they play the victim, you'll stop advocating for yourself and start taking care of them instead. But what if the manipulation isn't about the past, but about the future? That brings us to tactic number 5, and it's one of the most insidious. It's called future faking. They paint a beautiful, detailed picture of your future together to keep you hooked in a miserable present. "We'll move in together next year. I'm definitely going to marry you. We'll start that business we always talk about." These promises feel so real, so tangible, so you wait. You invest your time, your energy, your emotions. You sacrifice things you want now for the dream they're selling you. But the future never comes, because they never meant for it to. The promise was just a tool to keep you right where they want you. Sarah's boyfriend promised they'd get engaged right after he gets his promotion. The promotion came. No ring. Then the new excuse was, after we save a little more money. Then it was, after his apartment lease ends. 3 years of her life were spent waiting for. After. She finally realized there would always be another after. The promise itself was the control mechanism. Hope is a powerful drug. When someone feeds you a steady diet of hope, you will tolerate almost anything in the present. Manipulators are expert dealers. They sell you a beautiful dream to keep you trapped in a living nightmare. If you've made it this far, you're serious about protecting yourself. Most people click away because the truth is uncomfortable. You're different. You're ready to see. And what you need to see next is tactic number 6, triangulation. This is when they intentionally bring a third person into your relationship dynamic to make you feel jealous and insecure. It could be an ex, a coworker, even a so-called friend. They'll say things like, "My ex texted me today, she misses me." Or, "My coworker thinks I'm really attractive." Or even, "My best friend said you're not good enough for me." They are manufacturing competition. Suddenly, you're not just trying to keep your partner happy, you're trying to beat someone else. You'll work twice as hard for their attention. Sarah's boyfriend constantly brought up his friend, Emma. "Emma thinks I should break up with you." Emma would never get mad about something so small. "Emma texted me at 2 a.m. last night. She's so funny." Sarah became obsessed with this invisible rival. Who was Emma? What did she look like? Was she better than her? Her boyfriend successfully created a phantom competitor to control Sarah through jealousy and self-doubt. We are wired for competition. When we think someone else wants what we have, its value skyrockets in our minds. Manipulators create this artificial competition to increase your investment and make you easier to control. And now for the final tactic, the one that starts it all and seals the deal. Tactic number 7 is the most dangerous cycle. Love bombing followed by devaluation. In the beginning, they are perfect. Almost too perfect. It's an overwhelming storm of affection. Non-stop attention, constant compliments. They'll say, "You're my soulmate. I've never felt this way about anyone before. You are absolutely perfect. You feel seen, adored, cherished." You think, finally, this is it. But this is the trap. Because once they know you're hooked, the devaluation phase begins. The compliments stop. The criticism starts. "You've gained a little weight, haven't you? Why are you so sensitive all the time? You're lucky I put up with you." You then spend the rest of the relationship desperately trying to get back to that perfect beginning. You never will. Because the beginning wasn't real. It was a strategy. Sarah's boyfriend love-bombed her for 3 weeks straight. Roses delivered to her office. He told her he loved her on day 5. He introduced her to his entire family in week 2. She was on cloud 9. Then came month 2. He started making small, cutting remarks about her clothes, her job, her friends. By month 6, her self-esteem was so shattered that she honestly believed she was lucky he stayed with her. That's the cycle. The intense contrast between the love bombing and the devaluing creates a powerful, addictive connection known as a trauma bond. The highs are so incredibly high, and the lows are so painfully low, that your brain gets addicted to the roller coaster. You stay, always hoping for that next high, but the manipulator will never let you have it for long. If you recognized even one of these tactics in your own life, you are not alone. Millions of people are going through this right now and don't even know what to call it. But knowledge is power. Here's what you need to remember. First, trust your gut. If something feels wrong, it is wrong. Second, watch for patterns. One of these things happening once might be a mistake, but 3 or more. That's a deliberate strategy. Third, tell someone you trust. Manipulators thrive in silence. The moment you speak your truth out loud, their power begins to break. And finally, you deserve better. Not someday. Not after they change. Right now. If someone is using these tactics on you, they are not loving you. They are controlling you. And you have the power to leave. You can heal. You can and will find real love, the kind that builds you up, not tears you down. But the first step is always seeing the situation for what it truly is. And now you do. If this video helped you see the truth, please share it. You never know who in your life might need to hear this message. You could save them years of pain. Subscribe for part 2, where we'll discuss how to safely escape a manipulative relationship. You are not alone. Thanks for watching.